So good afternoon to everyone present in this meeting, in this webinar. ये जो हम प्रोग्राम ऑर्गेनाइज कर रहे हैं ये मीटिंग है स्वच्छता स्पेशल कैंपेन 3.0 के अंडर हम लोग ये प्रोग्राम आज ऑर्गेनाइज कर रहे हैं और इस कैंपेन में बहुत तरह की एक्टिविटीज़ इस समय तक हम लोग ऑलरेडी ऑर्गेनाइज कर चुके हैं और सितंबर में भी हमने कुछ एक्टिविटीज़ ऑर्गेनाइज की थी। अक्टूबर स्टार्टिंग में श्रमदान एक्टिविटी हमने ऑर्गेनाइज की। IGNOU रीजनल सेंटर उसको भी स्टार्ट करने का हमारा एक्टिविटी चल रही है, वेबिनार्स चल रहे हैं अक्रॉस द कंट्री। इग्नू में इस ओकेजन पर अलग अलग जगहों पर अलग अलग तरह की एक्टिविटीज़ ऑर्गेनाइज की जा रही है और इसमें एक इम्पॉर्टेंट कंपोनेंट है स्वच्छता के रिलेटेड जो 7 की पॉइंट्स हैं उस पर वेबिनार ऑर्गेनाइज करना। तो इस क्रम में आज रीजनल सेंटर नोएडा की तरफ से ये प्रोग्राम ऑर्गेनाइज किया जा रहा है जिसमें हमारे रिसोर्स पर्सन हैं प्रोफेसर जलज त्रिपाठी देवगन। मैडम आपका स्वागत है, धन्यवाद आपका कि आपने इस मीटिंग को ज्वाइन किया, हमारा इनविटेशन आपने स्वीकार किया और आपने अपना बहुमूल्य समय हम लोग के लिए निकाल करके आप इस मीटिंग में आज उपस्थित हैं। हम लोग को आप इसके बारे में बताएंगी और डिटेल से आपसे जानेंगे। आपका बहुत बहुत आभार। साथ ही स्वागत है हमारे बाकी सभी साथियों का। इसमें हमारे वरिष्ठ क्षेत्रीय निदेशक डॉक्टर अमित चतुर्वेदी जी हमारे साथ हैं। सर आपका स्वागत है। और साथ ही हमारे इग्नू रीजनल सेंटर नोएडा के मेरे सभी कोलीग्स जो इस मीटिंग में उपस्थित हैं, आप सभी लोगों का स्वागत। साथ ही हमारे स्टडी सेंटर से जुड़े हुए साथी और विद्यार्थी, आप सभी का इस मीटिंग में क्षेत्र के नोएडा की तरफ से स्वागत है। और मीटिंग को प्रेजेंटेशन को आगे बढ़ाने के पहले अपने रिसोर्स पर्सन से रिक्वेस्ट करने के पहले मैं आग्रह करना चाहूँगी हमारे क्षेत्रीय निदेशक डॉक्टर अमित चतुर्वेदी सर को। सर काइंडली आप अपना इनिशियल एड्रेस करें और हमारे जो रिसोर्स पर्सन हैं उनको इंट्रोड्यूस करें ताकि हम इस मीटिंग को फिर आगे बढ़ा सकें। चतुर्वेदी सर।
Thank you, Dr. Anjana. Very heartiest welcome to Jalaj Tripathi Devgan, madam. And as you know, Jalaj Tripathi Devgan ji is a professor of chemistry in MMH Postgraduate College, Ghaziabad. She has a lot of experience in the field of the chemistry. She did her BSc, MSc, and DPhil from the Allahabad University, Allahabad. She is presently working as a professor in the chemistry in MMH PG College, and she is also the counselor of chemistry and environmental discipline as far as the IGNOU is concerned. She has a vast experience in the field of the chemistry, and she has also qualified the CSIR NET in 1982-83. She is the Research Scholar Associate Award. She has been awarded as a CSIR Research Associate Award in 1991-93 and selected for DVT postdoctoral training programs in 1988-1991. She was a senior research fellow in Department of Chemistry in Allahabad University from 1982 to 1984. She has a vast experience in chemistry, and she did she has given a number of she has published a number of research papers in national and international journal, and under her supervision, large number of the students has done their PhD degree from the Allahabad University and MMH PG College. She was also the junior research fellow from the Department of Chemistry in Allahabad University in 1984. She is also the life member of the Indian Science Congress. As far as the science extreme is concerned, Indian Science Congress is one of the most important association for the science people, so chemistry, physics, and other disciplines in life sciences also. And she is also life member of the Vijay Bharati. She is also the member of the managing committee of the MMH PG College in 2018 to 2019, senior superintendent examination appointed by the CCS University in Indraprasth Law College. She was also the examination paper evaluation and paper setters of CCS University. CCS University, you know, is a one of the most important and one of the oldest university of state Uttar Pradesh, and she is also the member of the committee of the setting of the facilitating the carrying the experience in the election beams and the spectrography in the material sciences and biology. She has a vast experience in the field of chemistry, and she has given her biodata of at least 18 pages. So it is very difficult to read each and every aspect of the uh, Mrs. Professor Jalaj Tripathi Devgan. She really, she is. We will be very helpful, and we will be benefited from the from her to listen about the call for the cleanliness and bring happiness. Safai ka agar, zindagi bag bag. This is a topic for today webinar, and I request Professor Jalaj Tripathi Devgan, madam, to speak and aware about this new topic call for the cleanliness and the bring happiness and safai ka agaj or zindagi bag bag. I request Dr. Jalaj Tripathi Devgan to speak.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Thank you. Actually, I gave the biodata because I could not understand what to write. I told Anjana ma'am also, okay, I will tell about myself. This is simply, I mean, every professor has, I'm not any extraordinary person. Anyway, thanks to you and thanks to Anjana ma'am and thanks to all the office bearers and the faculty of the IGNOU, because IGNOU is doing a very good job helping the students, those who could not become the part of the regular teaching in the university and the college. That's why, I mean, I got some kind of, work and a motivation to involve myself in this. And I really thanks to all. I have not done anything means extraordinary. And as far as the cleanliness is concerned, it's a normal natural thing that everybody would like to live in a beautiful space and the clean space. And lot of effort is being done by the government, but it's still what I feel that it's kind of one should have a gene for cleanliness in your body. Only then you feel or you can actively participate. So still we see a lot of filth and lot of this thing lying around. Anyway, let's start for this topic. That's why I thought that the cleanliness bring happiness. I think everybody will agree with this. And the first slide which I was showing, the our Bapuji, when he was also very much worried about seeing the condition of our country, so he himself started. I mean, it's a very big thing for a very big personality to take the broom in your hand and start cleaning. So that's what he started. And I just mentioned this thing. What happened? So, whatever I was told, I will try to give a brief introduction, or maybe the summarize the things on the two-bin system, the three RRs, which has the reduce, reuse, and recycle, a single-use plastic alternative, zero waste events, clean public toilets, no red spot, yellow spot, and adopting the lifestyle for environments. That is, I think, the most important thing which everyone should do. Right. So let's start with the oldest culture, I would say, in the world, India. During the Vedic period, also, India was always blessed. I mean, if anyone has read the Rig Veda, I mean, it's two parts, it always talks about the nature. So India was blessed with the natural resources, always the clean air and water. And Vedic teaching showed the respect for the natural resources. All the shlokas talks about how to respect the fire, how to respect the air, the Agni, Vayu, or Akash. Okay. But why India still needs cleaning drive time to time? Because we haven't imbibed the cleanliness in our behavior. That's what I mean. It's all my feeling or my interpretation of the things. Maybe if somebody does, I mean, doesn't agree, everybody has to put their view forward. Okay. So major challenge what I still feel is the increasing population density and convergence towards the cities and the behavioral problem, because everybody would like to go and settle down in the city. More than 90% of the bird's population lives in about 10% of the land surface, and the distribution of population in the world is extremely uneven. Some areas are very crowded and some are sparsely populated, and government policies are also directly responsible for it, because maybe in the beginning we never tried to develop the rural areas. Okay. So I feel that a new method or the initiative for the Swachhata Abhiyan is needed, and that is decentralization policy, along with other classical methods, whatever we are doing, clean toilets, waste management, etc. Decentralization or decongestion is the key, with a strict checking on the encroachment and the land grabbing. This is, I feel, is the key factor that why the city or the capital like Delhi still needs cleaning. City master plan should be based on decentralization, decongestion policy, where major offices, markets, places, shopping complexes are shifted towards periphery and accessible at the equal distance from city and villages. So I think that the people from the villages need not to come every time to the city. And since they are migrating and coming, that's why, I mean, one place is getting overcrowded, or maybe that's why the population density is increasing. Either place like Delhi has, I think, either 11,000 people per square kilometer. So it's difficult to maintain the cleanliness of the city, I mean, because of this population density. And I think that the situation in the cities, like what I've already said about collapsing at the optimal population density. Delhi is unique. I mean, that is, I mean, have included here everything. We can skip that. I mean, other than the cleanliness, pollution also, because of the landlocked area. Okay. So we can always, there are reports, we can always draw a linear relationship if you check the graph between the cleanliness or the population and the population density. Now, it is, I feel that it cannot be only a government scheme, a plan. I mean, this Swachh Bharat mission, what we call the SBMU, was the first large-scale program was started recently by this government to instill the principle of Jan Bhagidari. People's ownership and leadership of this mission was to transform a government program into a people's program, to make this whole program a जन आंदोलन. मैं बाकी लोग बच्चों के लिए बोलूंगी जो और भी पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं कि इसको आप जन आंदोलन बना के रखिए. You feel that you are the part of this. Okay. As that's why IGNOU has taken a very good initiative, because large number of students who are associated with the IGNOU, so they also, I mean, get this inspiration and the feeling. Okay? A rally for the garbage free cities, that's what our motive. And we were thinking of having the 3-star garbage free. 3-star garbage free cities means include getting rid of trash mountains and preventing the untreated sewage in the river, which is equally important. So, there is another important point by the United Nations Environment Program that says that although the urbanization itself is not necessarily a problem, but haphazard and unplanned growth. That's what I mentioned also in the previous slide. It is a haphazard and unplanned growth can result in many environmental problems, such as the public space, river bank encroachment, air and water pollution, and solid waste generation. Important thing is that solid waste generation, right? So if everything is a planned, means if you develop a city or you expand a city with a proper planning, and like you have to teach to the people, okay, कि कहाँ पे waste डालना है, how to do the cleaning, कहाँ पे toilet facility होनी है. Otherwise, what happens? People just gets crowded in one place and try to do everything the same place. So that becomes a problem. So this is a few lines which I wrote long back. I will translate in English because it hurts me also sometimes. नीला आसमान कहाँ खो गया, कूड़ों के भार से ये शहर क्यों दब गया, पहले तुम की जद ने बच्चों का खूबसूरत बचपन छीन लिया. Where is the blue sky? Still we don't see. Why we have the trash mountains in cities and always wants, I mean, others to clean. Okay. Kids are forced to live unhygienic. condition. So let's quickly go through the history of sorting. So I was when I was told that waste management or waste management is what? It is if you have to segregate the waste at the source. The first reference, what I got, maybe not correct. The aluminum recycling processes. Actually, it is related with the chemistry, and there you see the separating the metals and everything by hand. The hand sorting word was used there. As the name suggests, this is the process of going through a feed stream and removing the desirable items by hand, putting them into a separate bins for later processing. It was the first method ever used for sorting garbage or scrap and continues to be the popular. I think from there, that's what the literature also says. This is the paper or the literature, Aluminium Recycling, second edition by Mark E. Schlinger. Here, if someone reads, is all the details are given. And here, again and again, they have uses the word hand sorting and later on waste sorting. And from here the concept was started for using the waste sorting. So and this is a slide I've just shown. It is from the Shanghai, Delhi. Okay, how the city like China, which is very crowded, and of course the population density, how at the war level, this is a war footing, they are doing the cleaning, or they have started the garbage sorting plan. Means you have involved a 4 lakh household. Okay, and they have set a time limit. Within this period you have to do this, you have to finish this job. Okay, this much kilograms waste has to be segregated per day, per hour. So that way one has to move forward. Okay, so this is the simply what is the basic system was adopted in all over the world. What we say that it is two bin system. I mean, because waste needs to be segregated, not thrown. What we do, we just throw it. Okay, it's a common practice also. There are people are living on the second or third floor. They just throw the kachra from the terrace. It's like I think we are expert in showing the Neeraj Chopra's javelin throw. So we keep throwing the waste from the top, and where it going to fall on the road or if somebody. Many times people don't care these things also. This is a government data which shows the population of 1 lakh generates the waste 18,000 kg waste per day. That is, one can imagine how serious the problem is. So you have to segregate the waste at the source. That is the principle, and that is the what I said the bottom line. मतलब आपको क्या करना है? आपको waste खुद segregate करना है. कॉन्सेप्ट ये है कि अगर वेस्ट आपने जनरेट किया है तो ये आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. कूड़े को हटाना, कूड़े को अलग करके देना, ये हर एक नागरिक की जिम्मेदारी है. हम अगर आप लोगों को किसी को याद होगा, जब कॉमनवेल्थ हुआ था और जापानीज प्लेयर आए थे, उन्होंने जाते समय स्टेडियम की सीट्स भी खुद साफ की थी. ये वाली स्पिरिट आपके अंदर होनी चाहिए. अपनी चीज है, अगर आपने छोड़ी है तो आप उठाएंगे. आप कोई फेस्टिवल भी करते हैं, आपको रिलीजियस गैदरिंग करते हैं, आप अपने घर पे रोड पार्क को किसी फंक्शन के लिए लेते हैं, अगर आपने किया है तो आप इसको साफ करेंगे. म्यूनिसिपल अथॉरिटीज को हमें नहीं बोलना चाहिए, और मुझे लगता है कि बहुत हैवी चार्ज होना चाहिए अगर आप उसको गंदा छोड़ते हैं. तो 2 आपने कलर बिन्स कलर रखे थे इसको सेपरेट करने के लिए. एक ग्रीन कलर था जिसमें आप बायोडिग्रेडेबल वेस्ट डालते हैं. अब बायोडिग्रेडेबल वेस्ट में वेट ऑर्गेनिक मटेरियल है, इंक्लूडिंग कुक्ड फूड, लेफ्ट ओवर फूड, वेजिटेबल, फ्रूट, पील्स, एग शेल, रॉटन एग्स, chicken, fish, bones, tea bags, coffee, etc., etc. Your puja flowers, garlands, everything can go in this is biodegradable waste. And the blue color bin you have for the dry or recyclable leftover. Waste like the plastic covers, bottles, boxes, cups, toffee wrappers, soap, or what I say, the chocolate wrapper, everything. Paper waste, including your magazine, your notebooks, your class notes, everything. That can go into the dry or the blue bin, which is the recyclable. What is the biodegradable waste and why it is important to separate? Because biodegradable waste includes any organic matter decomposed by microorganisms and other living things. By compositing, compositing everything, compositing aerobic, anaerobic digestion. Many types of, composting takes place. If you throw the waste, dry, wet waste, okay, and it release, important thing that it release most than other thing, carbon dioxide and methane. Methane and carbon dioxide, I mean, most of us know they are the greenhouse gases trapping the heat. So it is important not to throw all these things, and it should not reach to the landfill site, because it generates a lot of these gases which traps the heat. The biodegradable waste can be commonly found in the municipal solid waste as green waste. Or the examples I have already told you earlier also. It's the same thing what we are seeing here. Now, what is a non-biodegradable? Non-biodegradable waste is which can be recycled. Most of these inorganic waste is the non-biodegradable. In India, another important point is that in India, I mean, kind of food we eat and the kind of our food habit is that, so always we have the wet solid waste is much higher than the dry solid waste. It's not in other countries like this. I mean, just because of the kind of food we eat or the our food habit, okay? And its significance, I mean, if we go into the detail, it significantly reduces the economic value and also affect the feasibility of waste to energy plants. What we are trying to do that use that waste and generate the energy. And heating value of solid waste also reduces significantly when improper waste segregation occurs. And it affects also the electricity generation and pollution level. I mean, what we are trying to use waste. Okay, that we can discuss in the last slide. And now, like the cities which are very, what I say that serious about. So, from time to time, people are doing the modification. The two bin segregation is not sufficient, so they have modified. And just mentioning the few things like the two bin system, what was introduced all over the world. Masuru did the modification in that according to their needs. It is the two bin one bag system. Panaji, Goa have done a good modification in basic system. I mean, they say it's a new theory. Why two? Why not 16? So it is an example. I mean, it's worth reading and worth knowing. The city of Panaji, under the SDFC United Nations Development Program, Dry Waste Management Program, they have implemented an innovative model for a 16 waste segregation at source. What is this 16 waste segregation? Means you each hand, I mean, that's what symbolically has been shown here. You have to separate everything, okay? And then send it for the recycling or for anything. Like they have set up um, uh, what I said, the conveyor belt for the urban cities around the world, when they are facing the problem of managing their waste. The capital city of Goa has developed the first of its kind segregation system that is economically viable and drastically improves the quantity of waste. Panaji has done this. They have the big generator of waste. I mean, in the short, it is called BWJ, to segregate the waste in 16 different waste right at the source. And it is a new initiative that is new not only to India but also the world. So this is a picture which shows it is from the Panaji only. The dry waste is manually segregated by, they are called the Safai Sathis, through a conveyor belt for further processing and recycling at material recovery facilities set up by UNDP and SDFC Bank. Now we'll come to the another important point: segregating the waste. Why to have the waste? Question is that. So, okay, instead of wasting so much time in segregation, if we can manage in reducing the quantity of this waste, so there won't be any problem. This was a person, he was also a chemist. It's a good thing for us to know that he was also a chemist, Paul Palmer. The picture you can see. He introduced this concept of zero waste. Okay, so it's like what we do in the medical field. The prevention is always better than cure. The principle of minimizing waste production as much as possible, then composting, reusing or recycling any other waste, whatever, I mean, you reduce as much as possible, and then use this thing for what I say, for the recycling or for anything. They also started this zero waste policy, including 5 R's, not the 3 R's only: refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, and rot. The zero waste approach, if you follow, it can reduce the waste management emissions by 84%. If I remember correctly, I think the Switzerland, or maybe some Scandinavian country, they send only 1% waste to the landfill. They have done so much in this field. Okay, this is the lady, the Bia Johnson. She started a concept of zero waste home, and the calls the framework for the zero waste. The 5 Rs concept was given by her. She says that refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, rot, and in that order only. So it is a quote from her. Is my method to reducing my family's annual trash to a jar since 2008 by Bia Johnson. Okay, how this problem started in the world of the segregation of waste and generating the waste. I think before arrival of plastic or the plastic production in the mid 20th century, many people in the world naturally followed a zero waste approach. Our dependence on plastic, a material that doesn't easily or quickly break down, has left us with landfills and oceans full of trash. And here I would like to quote or the mention, not only Indians, means many people in the other part of it, they were also natural segregators. And we can revive the concept, but in a modern way. I mean, that's what thinking we can discuss later. That's what I still feel we should have the cooperatives forms in a commissionary or between 5, 6 cities, and we can take our wet waste to one place where we can feed it to the animals. I mean, so there will be two advantages. The animals won't be roaming around in the city. They will be one place, properly get the treatment, whatever. And our waste also, the eatable waste, can go to the one place and can be used for their, I mean, feed them. I mean, that's what I think that my concept. Okay. So human beings all over the world were the naturally zero waste lover. But massive industrialization and arrival of plastic on world stage resulted in the trash mountains. This throwaway policy we started. What we started? Throwaway chips packets, namkeen packets, biscuit packets, construction material also at a very large scale in Indian cities especially, and e-waste have made our life miserable. So instead of going for generating the waste and segregating, we should try to reduce the waste as much as possible. And it will be the economically beneficial also. Okay, we can, if we don't generate the extra items, so we can save our home from becoming a junkyard and have many benefits also. And we can reduce the heap of throwaway materials at landfill sites. I think the students must be knowing what is the landfill sites we call, जहाँ पे हम सारा waste ले जाकर city का डालते हैं. Like in Delhi, always you keep getting some kind of problems that landfill sites. ठीक है, चाहे वो भलसावा डेयरी के पास हो, चाहे गाजीपुर का waste landfill sites हो. So, and another important thing, if we reduce the zero waste, I mean, try to follow the zero waste policy, so we will saving the earth's resources, minimizing the greenhouse gas emissions, and improving the relationship within the communities. We'll come to this point also. How can reduce this? Actually, earlier we were following this only. Okay. So we reduce the most important than methane at the landfill sites. Composting, compose the kitchen and organic waste. It's another feather in the zero waste policy. If you can do the compost at your home, kitchen waste, what you are generating, if you can manage with that waste, so I think each one of will be contributing. We try. I also do sometime, not also regularly, because sometime, I mean, you don't have the time, or sometime there are several methods available on the net also. There are several groups also. So you reduce the kitchen waste, not much work. I say that effort is required. You put it in a dustbin, and you put some kind of decomposing material, again cover with the top with the cocoa peat, again cover the with the food waste, and repeat this until the bucket is full, and you keep means you can achieve, I mean, employing it like as you do with the kalchi with the kadai and all. Just turn it upside down from time to time and keep it tightly closed, so maggots and all that won't be developed there. And at the last, you have some good manure, I mean, like for your plants also, and you can contribute to the your park or in the surrounding. Okay, so that is the best thing one can do. And if you don't have the space, so you don't need much, you need only 2 buckets. You can use your terrace, your balcony. So several methods are available on the internet. All are easy and economically viable also. And another important thing is that repair first to reduce sending items to a landfill. Now many people have started following this policy also. So this is another step where we can reduce the producing the waste. Okay. Recycling is the second step. That's what I also feel. You repair as much as possible instead of trying to throw everything. This is the throwaway culture what we have generated that has to be stopped. Okay. So most important another component, it is just for some humorous thing to touch give this talk to a humorous that is zero waste policy if you shop less. And that's the biggest challenge for the people, and especially for, I shouldn't say for the ladies, how to reduce this habits. Okay, shop less. Everybody, if you follow this policy now, everybody in the family will be happy because you don't spend so much amount of money. Okay, and you reduce the mountain trash what we're generating at the landfill site. Okay, and it saves money, and it also avoid purchase for the unnecessary items. It is what I call the impulse purchase. Means if you're getting bored, let's go for the shopping. And if you go for the shopping, naturally you will shop so many things which basically you don't need, and bring it and put it in a corner of the house, or it lies there in also. Okay, so it's better you made a genuine list of the things which you have to shop. And if you get bored, I think you start listening some good songs, start living movie instead of just going for the shopping. So, okay, and make list of one needs to stop and stick to it. A special important point is that you make a list that you're not going to buy a single use items. That is very important. Okay. Uh, so it will avoid purchases for the unnecessary items, right? Okay, so what I written here, shop less, though easier than done, but most important component in reducing the size of mountain trash at the landfill sites. It making the family members happy, relationship bond is stronger also. Not only it saves the money of your money and your family money, but also purchase of the unnecessary items. And okay, so what so far we have learned from the zero waste policy, I say that every drop counts. Government do their efforts by implementing big projects, okay, to curb the waste and ultimately minimize the waste generation. But individual effort can bring a bigger change by minimizing their own emissions, because we are throwing it at the landfill site and we are responsible for generating those greenhouse emissions, waste, and encourage a change by embracing a zero waste lifestyle. So try to bring a change and the progress, if not perfection, that should be our target. Many individuals making small changes can add up to the larger impacts. By reducing excess, by reusing, by repairing the items, and participating in a circular economy, individuals can also reduce demand for new products and single-use items, and why write to companies not to generate waste. Practicing the zero waste policy and taking care of things, one can make a great start, and the impact will only grow more you practice. It has to be in your practice, okay? Another thing is that if you give the suggestions to the big companies, and the government welcomes also suggestions, even the good companies also takes your suggestions. So how they can change their products, how they can change the packaging material, so adopt the policies to make the zero waste landfill sites. And I'm sure that if all adopt the zero waste friendly practices, the positive changes are sure to continue and grow in the future. Okay, one thing I would like to mention here, I think in the later slides also. Okay, the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate, they also have banned the single-use plastic starting from 1st July, and it's a rule applicable to the all over India. So we have to check the list of banned items which we should not use, and they're the eco-friendly alternatives. Those violating the ban, I mean, that's the goal, the government rules and regulations will invite the punitive action, fine of this much. Okay, fine and rules are okay by the government, but we have to bring it in our practice. Okay, so we should not try to generate the waste, and we should not go for the use of the single use plastics. So ban more effective. Government has done, nation and state level control rooms. Many institutions, organizations, they also have started many kind of, movements, so that we should not use a single use plastic. Central Pollution Control Board is also actively participating and to ban for the single use plastics. So best thing is that don't buy a single use the thing which is of the single use, and repair the items instead of buying single use plastic items and throwing it away after the use. You can organize your family gathering, kitty parties on such themes. That is the best thing one can do to create the awareness. Okay. It is just a list of banned single-use plastic items, which you can later check, and it is given on all the government sites. Plastic, anything which has like this kind of plastic earbuds. You have the cups, you have the glasses, trays, and especially the thermocol and PVC. Okay, some single-use. Okay, and so you can avoid buying all these things which are less than 100 microns. This is the thickness which has been decided by the government. And this is what I have used, put here, use earbuds made of bamboo as an alternative. Always use reusable cutlery. Now we have the cutleries made of several other things, eco-friendly materials like the wood, bamboo, or other natural fibers. Say no to the plastic cutlery. Also carry the steel, bamboo, or wheat straws when going out. Reusable cups made of glass or ceramic, etc. Paper bag, cloth bag. This is a common practice. People still are not carrying the cloth bags with him. Okay. So whenever you're going to market, keep in your hand, keep it in your pocket, simple cloth bag. And still everybody is selling the single-use plastic in the markets, so many places. Actually, this is the thing what is, I think, we have to add in this. This is a Swachh Sarvekshan. All these things which have been started by the government, this is the criteria of giving, points or the grade to a city. So this is the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs initiatives in India. To now we had at the stage of Swachh Sarvekshan SS2, and that includes all these points which have earlier been what we have learned. Means it's the ranking of cities on the basis of RRR is 3 Rs with additional weightage, and additional weightage is of what we are doing, means a single use plastic, zero waste events. Important thing is that encourage waste to wonder parks. Okay. And waste to energy also. Waste, say, how can you make the things which are of common use, or how can you generate the energy? So waste, instead of become what I said, that a burden, it should be a boon for the society. Okay. And this time they have added the 2 new indicators. It is the open urination, which they have given the word yellow spots, and the open spitting red spots. This yellow spots and red spots are still very common in places. The rest spots, okay, some government has strictly banned eating the gutka, pan, or tobacco in offices, in the premises, or in the common, why I say the places like the markets or etc. in these places, right? And this was just a picture where the Gwalior Swachh Sarvekshan found a lot of difficulties in 2023 because there was so much red and yellow spots all over the city. So how to give the ranking, to a city? This is the picture that shows from the Gwalior Swachh Sarvekshan only. Okay. Now, what steps we can take to make the India clean and how to make India Swachh? We should try to adopt a eco-friendly lifestyle, learn from the day-to-day life, like the dry clothes. It is just to saving the energy, not necessarily instead of doing the artificially in machine. Yes, don't hang the clothes on the divider of the cities, which is the common. We have to teach them also. You can always have the lining and you can put it there. Using the paper napkins or use paper in kitchen. Many times, house in the kitchen, we use some plastic or sponge things to drain the water from the utensils. After washing. So you can use the newspaper, which can be of better use. Similarly, in the classroom or in the earlier in our childhood, we used to use the newspapers for the books cover. Now we have got a fancy covers like many available in the market. Why to better best is to use the newspapers and use your own utensils in the parties, which looks for some people to be a little embarrassing, but you can always carry a metal plate or something. So stop using the even the what you said the mm, recyclable things also. Don't generate the waste, and you have the bandaras, you have the parties, you have whatever it is. So use the metals plate, and everybody has to carry and wash. Okay, this is your responsibility. And give the dry food materials in the lesser quantity, so people don't eat and they just throw it somewhere on the road or in the parks. That is also commonly happens. So another important thing is that Amazon, Flipkarts, or all these online marketing apps to deliver the goods of a customer in one lot. This is very important. I had also sent several mails to the Amazon. If you order for 5 things, they send the 5 things in a separate cartons 5 times. So it wastes their time and it's generating a lot of waste. This is with the online, we have also started generating a lot of waste, which we should avoid. We should write the company, you send my all the orders in one lot only. Okay. So like we started falling the means pollution and all that generating waste. So we started burning the refugees. We changed it to the dandiya, so we don't pollute the atmosphere, and we strictly started following in our area zero waste generation. So no generation of the waste. And another important thing, what I say, is the construction material, which is the big problem in the cities. We are throwing the construction materials, making the heaps or the trash mountains in the cities, because we have got a habit of demolishing and reconstructing the same thing again and again, which is not good. Most of the night, 50-60% time, it's not needed. What's happening in the country and in India and in Indian cities, and especially the cities like Delhi, the big cities. Okay. So because other countries, they don't have the permission, you cannot keep changing everything in your house the way you want and keep throwing the this concrete or construction materials at the side wherever you want. Create another thing is that, okay, now we come to the last point. I mean, you should try to create the awareness in a playful manner instead of maybe the bookish teaching. I mean, you can take a lot of initiative. This with the corporate sector has taken. I mean, it's just a picture. It's a Dettol with a NDTV, and I saw that they have started this kind of hygiene play park. This is a very good start. There are 2 parks. First was started in Andhra Pradesh, and another one has, I think, started in the Gorakhpur in eastern UP. You can see some pictures. It is known as the hygiene play park. Okay, so there is when the kids go inside, they get a lot of experience. Okay, how do you wash your hands, and how you keep the area clean. I mean, the park has all these kind of thing. Banega Swasth India. And usually these hygiene play parks have the 4 major parts. This has the matlab STEM, they call the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, everything junction. Okay, and it is the hygiene games they have the hygiene essentials, hand washing station, and how to generate. I mean, not to throw waste and all these things. Free games for the play zone. They have the trampoline and the jungle gym, where all the basic things about maintaining the hygienes is being taught to the kids. And another important issue was what they want, like the toilets. It is still a movement, but not at the fullest, what I say. So I remember, I mean, going to the several parts of the country, the Kerala always have found has the, I mean, very much aware about clean toilet. In fact, once we were going through that some very remote places, and then I asked dhaba, I mean, do you have a toilet? I mean, somebody wants to. They said yes, but the sentence which the person is sitting in the dhaba added, madam, there is a bucket and water. Please pour the water, because I mean, I don't want to mention, he specifically mentioned that North Indian, they come, they don't pour the water, the madam is sting, so please do that. And it was damn clean. I was really very much shocked to see that, okay, this is, I mean, this is a long before, okay. So how do they, I mean, then I started discussing how do they create so much awareness about the clean toilets. So I saw that they used to organize, especially the architects, toilet kathakal, means toilet stories. Like Kerala's Keralites are always ahead in creating awareness about hygiene and cleanliness. Okay, not 100%, but I still feel far ahead from rest of the country. And they had to this kind of toilet getaway kakus kavadam. A group of young architects used to organize and discuss about all the problems of the toilets. So it is a Kerala story or the Kathakal toilet tales. Okay, so in the last, what we can draw the conclusion that imbibe cleanliness in our habit and work at the war footing. This slide rest which I've already shown about that how the China started doing it at the war footing stage. And earlier the lifestyle which we follow, we can just follow some of them the things. Okay, so not to use the plastic and avoid using the plastic as much as possible. And so India mainly, what I feel that is still we have to spend more time on the health and education, and create the, because health is directly related to the clean. Otherwise, this what happens, other countries were moving ahead in the very clean and good cities. And it is just a quote from which is very close to my heart. Most, I mean, if the people understand the Hindi, that is कि कारवां गुजर गया और हम गुबार देखते रहे, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. We should move forward at the par with the other cities of the world. And this is a reference sources and lots of things which I have collected from different places. People can go through this, and if they want, I mean, we can always discuss and share more things. So thank you for paying attention and listening this talk. And once again, I thank to the, I think I was just finished in time. It's 2:50 because I was told that it's between 3 to 4 and cannot be more than 40 minutes, 40 to 40 minutes talk. Once again, I thanks to all people from the IGNOU who are part of the IGNOU, Vice Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Regional Directors, everyone. I mean, IGNOU is really doing a wonderful job, and then you should keep doing. I mean, you must go ahead with this spirit of not only teaching but creating awareness for so many things which is needed in India and in our society. Thank you once again to all.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful presentation and, of course, the wide coverage of the topic that you had taken, cleanliness in detail, and also various initiatives that are being taken, for example, zero waste policy, single-use plastic. Thank you very much, ma'am. Now, may I request my senior colleague from Regional Centre Noida, Dr. M. A. Laskar, sir, Additional Director. Sir, kindly take over for your expert remarks or the concluding remarks about the topic. Over to you, sir.
थैंक यू. किसी पार्टिसिपेंट का कुछ क्वेरी है तो पहले ले लेते हैं. एनी क्वेरी फ्रॉम पार्टिसिपेंट?
Okay, do we have any queries from the participant side? I don't think so.
Okay then. Okay, thank you. So thank you, madam, Dr. Jalaja, madam.
Oh, thanks to all. I mean, I'm very happy to be part of this Swachhata campaign.
We have covered a lot of things which are actually very important. We have covered a lot of important things. This is a necessary impact, a very necessary impact for all of us. It looks, yes, it looks that if you ignore all these activities in our lives, otherwise these are very important part of our lives. And it defines how you actually progress. हम क्लीन होंगे तो हम प्रोग्रेस अच्छे से करेंगे. और क्लीनलीनेस, स्वच्छता, these are part of philosophical aspect. These are part of our individual lives. It cannot be imposed by the society in greater way. It has to be imbibed on each and every individual. जो क्लीनलीनेस है, जो हमको सफा रखना है, जो क्लीन करना है, it is a culture. It is basically a culture, and by that way you define ourselves. Whether you are a ganda culture or a अच्छा culture, ऐसा हम बताते हैं. So, or at least you should start doing something from the basic part. we should make clean ourselves, our surroundings. जब हम क्लीन करते हैं, हम अपना आसपास जो क्लीन करते हैं, हमको एक अच्छी फीलिंग भी होती है. एंड इफ दैट फीलिंग कम्स, देन इट इज ए ट्रू क्लीनिंग इन अ सेंस. एक्चुअली हमारे दिल में खुशी आना चाहिए. इफ यू फील हैप्पी आफ्टर क्लीनिंग समथिंग, then it is actually the cleaning. Otherwise, simply cleaning 1 day, 2 day, or taking part in some programs, these are basically no meaning. The cleaning has to be in a regular, it has to be in a proper format every day. It has to be part of each and every one of us. हम जब कुछ चीज क्लीन करते हैं, हमारा आसपास जो सारी वेस्ट मटेरियल, जो मैडम ने बहुत कुछ बताया है, लेकिन बेसिक चीज जो चीज हम क्लीन कर रहे हैं, उस क्लीन करके जो सामान जो हमारा वेस्ट मटेरियल हो रहा है, उसको हम दोबारा कहाँ रख रहे हैं? उसको हम हमारा घर से निकाल के कोई रास्ते पे फेंक को तो नहीं आ रहा है. तो कोई दूसरा किसी पब्लिक प्लेस में मौसम हम देख रहे हैं, कोई लोग एक जगह में कूड़ा रख दिया, उसको देखते हुए हम भी कूड़ा जगह वहां रखना शुरू कर दिया. मतलब हमारा आदत इस तरह से ज्यादा गंदा होते जाते रहते हैं. हम एक पॉजिटिव सोच नहीं रखते हैं. हम पॉजिटिव फीलिंग आना चाहिए हमारे पास में, जो ये जो हम कर रहे हैं ये किस लिए ऐसा हो रहा है, और ये हमारा गुड, हमारा फ्यूचर में ये अच्छा हो रहा है, बुरा हो रहा है. हमको एक फीलिंग, इम्पोर्टेंट फीलिंग, मेन चीज इम्पोर्टेंट फीलिंग होना चाहिए. हमने कुछ सामान खा लिया, पैकेट को खोल के रास्ते में फेंक दिया, गाड़ी में बैठ के खा लिया, साइड से निकाल के रास्ते में फेंक दिया, बीड़ी सिगरेट पी के फटक से इधर फेंक दिया, कई डब्बा निकाल के हमने इधर उधर फेंक देते. और वो सेम कल्चर हमारे बच्चा लोग भी सीख रहे हैं, छोटा सा लोग भी सीख रहा है, देख रहा है. ये एक्चुअली हम देखिए, क्लीनलीनेस, उसके लिए हम सोचते कोई दूसरा बंदा के क्लीन करेगा, उसके लिए कोई अलग लोग है. कभी कभी लोग ऐसा भी सोचते हैं, ऑफिस में खास करके, ऑफिस में अपना टॉयलेट भी बहुत से कुछ ऐसा भी है जो उनके लिए अलग सा बंदा है. लेकिन मेरा कहना ये है, जो क्लीन करना है, क्लीन जो रहना है, वो सारी इंडिविजुअल का दिमाग में जब तक ना है तब तक ये प्रॉब्लम हो रहा होते रहेंगे. खास करके सपोज इफ यू फील दैट ये और किसी का जॉब है, वही कर लेगा क्लीन, और उसी का बाद जैसे आपने सामान इधर भी रख दिया, आपने चाय का जहाँ भी मन जहाँ फेंक दिया, चाय पी लिया या कुछ कर लिया है, उसके लिए प्रॉपर डस्टबिन नहीं रखा आपने ऑफिस में. आपका ऑफिस का टॉयलेट भी, जैसे टॉयलेट इज ए वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट, मैडम ने बताया है. कोई भी ऑफिस का टॉयलेट इज इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है. और टॉयलेट में भी सब लोगों को अपना एक फ्रीडम, जो तो जाना भी एक हमारा हिसाब से चीज है, राइट. शुड बी एवरीवन शुड हैव एक्सेस ए टॉयलेट व्हिच इज ए क्लीन टॉयलेट. और वो चीज एक्चुअली कलेक्टेड एक हमको फीलिंग होता है कि हम एक टॉयलेट यूज कर रहे हैं, वो सबके लिए है, सबके लिए. और उसमें गंदा रहता तो हम किसी को लगाना है, किसी को एंगेज करना है, नहीं तो खुद मिलजुल करके उसको सफा करना है. दीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. और उसी से हम अपने को डिफाइन करेंगे, हम कितना क्लीन है, कितना क्लीन नहीं है. और इसीलिए हम ये प्रोग्राम भी कर रहे हैं. प्रोग्राम हम किस लिए कर रहे हैं? ये प्रोग्राम हमको पता चल रहा है हम गंदा कल्चर बन गया है. हम गंदे कल्चर में रहने के लिए हम एक्चुअली यू डू नॉट फील कि क्या हो रहा है, गंदा है, बुरा, अच्छा, कुछ हमको ये फीलिंग नहीं आता है. गंदा कल्चर के साथ हमको रहना एक आदत बन गया है. इट इज अ हैबिट. मैडम ने थोड़ी पहले बताया था, हैबिट. अच्छा रहना, क्लीन रहना एक हैबिट है, और गंदा रहना और अलग हैबिट है. दीज आर ऑल एक्चुअली पार्ट ऑफ आवर हैबिट्स. और देखिए, आप जब तक ये आपका मन में ये चीज अच्छे से आप नहीं, मतलब आपको ना लगे, फीलिंग ना लगे, आपका मन में ये चीज फीलिंग ना है ना, तो ये चीज वो भी हम लेक्चर देने से कुछ फायदा नहीं होने वाला है. हम सिर्फ वही करते रहेंगे. तो मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है सभी को, जो भी है इधर या आसपास, आपका लोगों का आसपास, आपका पास जो भी लोग है, आप देखते रहिए. कोई गंदा है, आप खुद कर सकते तो कर लीजिए, नहीं तो किसी को बुला के, किसी को बोल के करा लीजिए. कोई गंदा कर रहा है, फटक से आपको बोलना भी आजकल रिक्स ही है, कि लोग आजकल मेंटेलिटी भी होता साधना है, तो क्यों फेंका ये फेंका, तो एक भी वो भी एक सोचना पड़ता है किसी को बोलने के लिए। लेकिन आप कुछ अलग तरीके से ड्रामेटिक एक्टिविटी करके या अपना एग्जाम्पल, अपना मॉडल, आपने क्लीन रह रहा है उसको दिखा के, और ये चीज आप बार बार बोलना पड़ेगा आपको। सिंस हमारा गंदा रहने का आदत बन गया है, आपको उसको सुधारने के लिए आपको लोगों को बोलना पड़ेगा बार बार, पहले इसको सफा करो, इसको करो, ये करो, ये गंदा पड़ा हुआ है, आपका ये चीज टेबल गंदा है, आपका वो टॉयलेट गंदा है, आपका वो चीज रूम गंदा है, आपका सामान रखने का तरीका सही नहीं है। मतलब ऑफिस में भी, आस पास बिल्डिंग का, सोसाइटी का आसपास जो लोग देखभाल करते, कुछ काम इस सफाई करने के भी लिए लोग होती है, उनको बोलना पड़ेगा, उसको ट्रेनिंग भी देना पड़ेगा आपको। दिस आर ऑल इम्पोर्टेंट। और इसी को देखते हुए मैं, मेरा लग रहा है ये प्रोग्राम बहुत अच्छा है, और मैडम ने भी इग्नू को बधाई दिया, अच्छा भला मैडम इग्नू के बारे में। लेकिन शी हैज इनफैक्ट मेंशन्ड मेनी थिंग्स। एक तो क्लीन, बेसिक क्लीनलीनेस, जो वेस्ट मटेरियल है, वेस्ट मटेरियल को यूज करने के लिए अलग अलग उपाय भी बताए मैडम ने, हाउ टू एक्चुअली यूज द वेस्ट मटेरियल्स। उसको रास्ता में इधर उधर फेंकना नहीं, आपका पास जो वेस्ट मटेरियल है उसको भी कैसे आपको अच्छा से संभालना है वो भी मैडम बताया है। और बहुत सारी चीज आप इसमें एक्चुअली कॉमन चीज है, एक्चुअली आप अपना दिमाग में लगाएंगे तो उसमें बहुत कुछ सुधर जाएगा। और ये मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है सबको, मैडम ने जैसा बताया उस सबका आदर आपका आप अपनाइए, और आसपास जो भी कोई गंदा देखे खुद करे, लोगों को बोले, या कुछ मतलब उपाय निकले जिसकी वो हम सब क्लीन रहे। और क्लीन से हेल्थी भी होती है, हम लोग घर में भी क्लीननेस सबका भागीदारी रहता है इस चीज में। ये अकेला एक लोग ये चीज करना मुश्किल का काम है। बहुत सारी वेस्ट मटेरियल हमारा इधर उधर आजकल, हम एक जितने सारी टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए एडवांस होते जा रहे हैं, बहुत सारी परेशानी है ये सारी वेस्ट मटेरियल का। इनफैक्ट जितना सारी टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए बहुत सारी चीज आ रही है, सब दे आर ऑल बिकमिंग पार्ट ऑफ वेस्ट। धीरे धीरे ऐसा होते जा रहा है, और बड़ा बड़ा वेस्ट का मतलब भंडार बनते जा रहा है इधर उधर, जो गलत है। हमको सोचना चाहिए, और मैडम ने जैसा डायरेक्शन दिया उसी हिसाब से सब लोगों को आगे बढ़ना चाहिए। सो थैंक यू, थैंक्स टू ऑल ऑफ यू, एंड लुक फॉरवर्ड दैट यू मेक आवरसेल्फ क्लीन and happy. Cleanliness means happiness. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Laskar sir, for your very brief but very important comments. Now, may I request our Senior Regional Director, sir, for your final comments before closing the program.
It is really a wonderful and enlightening lecture gave by प्रोफेसर जलज त्रिपाठी देवगन मैडम। रियली हम लोगों को बड़ा अच्छा लगा ये लेक्चर सुन के। जहाँ तक कभी लश्कर साहब ने बताया कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी हैव टू क्लीन आवरसेल्फ, जहाँ हम लोग बैठे हैं उसको क्लीन करें, फिर देन सोसाइटी को, अपने कलीग्स को क्लीन करने के लिए, फिर अपनी सोसाइटी को करें, अपने बगल में जो भी आसपास लोग हैं उनको कहें। तो ये लेसन चलना चाहिए, और रियली इट इज़ अ वेरी गुड थिंग। फ्रॉम लास्ट 10 years 15 years ये देखने को मिला है कि काफ़ी अवेयरनेस आई है क्लीननेस। आई वुड लाइक टू इन्फॉर्म यू वन इंस्टेंस एट द भोपाल रेलवे स्टेशन। एक छोटी सी लड़की थी, वो देख रही थी एक कागज पड़ा था, तो उसने कागज उठाया और डस्टबिन में डाल दिया। दिस इज अ सेंस ऑफ क्लीननेस। व्हेन आई वाज इन भोपाल रीजनल सेंटर, मैंने कुछ बच्चों को बुलाया था एक अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम्स के लिए। उनको हम लोगों ने चॉकलेट्स, टॉफीज वगैरह दी। मैंने देखा, मैंने कभी इंसिस्ट नहीं किया विद्यार्थियों उनको, बच्चों को, कि आप उसको डस्टबिन में डालेंगे। बट ईच एंड एवरी स्टूडेंट, जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स आए थे केंद्रीय विद्यालय के या डीएवी कॉलेज के या किसी के दिल्ली पब्लिक स्कूल के, दे पुट देयर गार्बेज इन द डस्टबिन। तो ये धीरे धीरे सोसाइटी में डेवलप हो रहा है, एंड सच टाइप ऑफ द लेक्चर इज वेरी very important as far as the society is concerned. जहाँ तक आपका लेक्चर है, रियली हम लोगों को बहुत अच्छा लगा, हमारे कलीग्स ने भी सुना है, बहुत से स्टूडेंट्स ने भी सुना है ये लेक्चर।
Thank
और
you.
मैडम आपसे हम टाइम टू टाइम आपको रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे कि कुछ और लेक्चर दीजिएगा, जिससे कि हम लोग उसको बेनिफिट हों। और साथ साथ हमारे केमिस्ट्री के कोर्सेज भी चलते हैं, केमिस्ट्री के लिए क्लासेस के लिए भी हम आपको ऑनलाइन क्लासेस के लिए भी बुलाएंगे। और साथ साथ हम एमएमएच कॉलेज के कोऑर्डिनेटर से भी हम रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे, वैसे तो आप हैं ही एकेडमिक काउंसलर, मोर एंड मोर आपको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इंडक्ट करें काउंसलिंग सेशंस वगैरह में, असाइनमेंट इवैल्यूएशन।
जी जी, ये तो बहुत सबसे जरूरी।
आप लोग इतने सीनियर हैं, रियली आप लोग इतने सीनियर हैं कि जो भी हमारे जूनियर टीचर्स हैं, जो भी अभी एक्सपीरियंस रीडर्स हैं, लेक्चरर हैं, दे विल डेफिनेटली बेनिफिटेड फ्रॉम योर एक्सपीरियंस, योर वास्ट एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ केमिस्ट्री में। हमारी तो आपसे मुलाकात एक बार हुई थी when you visited to my office and that was a great thing। and मैंने उसी दिन मैंने अंजना जी से कहा था कि डेफिनेटली वी विल कॉल जलज जी फॉर दी ऑनलाइन लेक्चर,
थैंक यू।
इसमें कि हमारे लोगों को उससे फ़ायदा होगा। तो आज ये बहुत बड़ा अवसर है कि हम लोगों ने सुना आपके बारे में, आपके आपके मैंने जो बायोडाटा पढ़ा, जब 18 पेज का बायोडाटा, तो मैंने सोचा कि अब मैं इतना नहीं पढ़ पाऊंगा, क्योंकि पूरा 1 घंटा मेरा पूरा बायोडाटा पढ़ने में लगे। तो मैंने सेलिएंट फीचर्स आपके बता दिए। तो ये आपका रियली इट्स ए ग्रेट करिकुलम वेट जो मेरे पास आया है आपका। और आई होप योर सर्विसेज विल बी available for the IGNOU Regional Centre, not for the IGNOU Regional Centre Study Centre MMH College, but it also IGNOU Regional Centre and across the country. क्योंकि once the academic council is appointed in any of the study center, he is eligible to take the counseling session at anywhere in India। वो एक जो अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर होता है वो आप अपने पास रखिएगा, जिससे साइंड बाई एनीबडी, कोई भी रीजनल डायरेक्टर ने साइन किया है वो दैट इज एप्लीकेबल एंड दैट इज एप्लीकेबल टू एंटायर कंट्री जहाँ जहाँ काउंसलिंग सेशन है। बट यू हैव टू इन्फॉर्म टू द कंसर्न कोऑर्डिनेटर। Thank you very much once again, Dr. Jalaj, Professor Jalaj, and it's a really wonderful, wonderful.
Thanks to everyone. I mean, I just made some effort, you know। अंजना जी ने मुझसे कहा तो मैंने कहा देखिए मुझसे जो, क्योंकि मैं थोड़ा सोशली इस मामले में एक्टिव इसलिए हूँ। जैसे आपने कहा कि वी शुड कीप टेलिंग, तो कहीं हो रहा है भंडारा भी हो रहा है, कहीं कुछ फंक्शन भी हो रहा है, तो अगर मैंने डस्टबिन नहीं देखा तो मैं जाके बोल देती हूँ। कभी कभी मुझे सुनना भी पड़ता है कि इनको क्या जरूरत थी, लेकिन करना पड़ता है क्योंकि आप देख नहीं सकते आसपास, मतलब साफ जगह सभी को अच्छी लगती है। ये तो एक बेसिक थिंग है ह्यूमन लाइफ, आई मीन नेचर। थैंक यू वंस अगेन टू ऑल। थैंक यू। नमस्कार। आई थिंक वी कैन।
So we are at the end of this program, and just a formality that I wish to complete by presenting formal vote of thanks to our resource person, Dr. Jalaj Tripathi Devgan Madam, for kindly accepting our invitation and making a very nice presentation on this topic, on this very important occasion. Thanks for being with us last 1 hour, and we have learned a lot from you. Of course, cleanliness is not something that needs to be discussed upon, or some special topic that is just a part of our habit, and we have to inculcate that habit into ourselves. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thanks to our senior regional director, sir, Dr. Amit Chaturvedi ji, my senior colleague, Dr. M.A. Laskar, sir, additional director from RC Noida, all my colleagues from Regional Center Noida, from different regional centers and the study centers, and of course our students for attending this meeting. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks to all. Namaskar.